My friends call me Koa. I am from Peru, and I have been living in Australia for 1.5 years already.
My name is Beck. I'm originally from Gold Coast, Australia, and I'm a travel agent and holistic healing therapist. That's the best way I can put it. Do you want me to do that again?
My name is Thomas May. I'm originally from the States. Specifically, I'm from New York, and I'm a fire spinner, specifically staff.
Growing up over there and studying laws, and I became a lawyer. And I was okay with that. It was amazing. I was growing and everybody was okay. But there are certain things in life that can change everything, right? In my case, was when my father died. He died from one moment to another, and he died in my arms. So everything stopped making sense for me. It's like, it doesn't matter, and nothing matters anymore. So it was like a year like that.
When I was in high school, I was graduating, and I really just didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I was kind of lost a little bit because what my parents did, they were so enthralled in the New York corporate life. And New York City in particular is just, it's just a pool of just people just trying to grind and try to make as much money as they possibly can.
Moved from the Gold Coast to Coffs Harbour when I was 17 years old, went straight into uni and did it for a year. It wasn't for me. Realised that I wanted to travel. I was around a lot of people who were travelling themselves, so I just got pulled to it. I moved overseas and lived in London for roughly 2 years and travelled and met beautiful people.
And I knew I had a great opportunity. I could have went through that whole school, and I could have probably had a great job and could have had a 9 to 5, probably got a nice house at some point, put down on a mortgage, you know? But I just realized like I didn't really want that. So I dropped out. The next day, I bought a ticket and a visa to New Zealand. I dropped out of college. I didn't tell my mom right away. I didn't tell her until like I kind of got the visa first. I was a backpacker. I was hitchhiking around, taking buses to different places, finding odd jobs. And this was back when I was 19. And it was such a different way for me to live. I never lived like that before in my life. I was always used to having a house, you know, or an apartment, having my own room, and actually kind of knowing the people that are in my area. You know, the good people and the bad people, but I just knew everyone. It was a crazy chapter in my life. We were living in this party hostel. There's a lot of things going around there. It was just an intense vibe, but I loved the whole experience. I've grown so much from that time, and I had some really crazy realizations with money, especially, that really like solidified like being broke and being poor. That being in Perth and being really, really broke, it solidified like, whoa, I can still be happy without all this money.
So I'm a lawyer, actually, and I did what I wanted, that I was helping my country in certain way. So my last job was creating the regulation for climate change, and that was very important. But after that, and with the knowledge that I already obtained, because I have been traveling all around the world for a lot of years, even my master's degree I studied in Europe. But yeah, well, I just stopped, sold everything that I got and just went out. So I went to Bali. I became a model. I have been making videos. I have been making a lot of stuff that I didn't imagine before.
I know a lot of people who go to breathwork. I go to breathwork myself, and I meet people through that. Just the whole, I feel like this age group, around like 20s, even 30s, we're really bonding and talking about stuff that really matters for the first time. I feel like it's accepted to talk about, you know, meditation and calming ourselves and realizing that everything is chaotic and we can sit here and work through everything together.
And sports in the States is seen as like such a big opportunity. And I felt so much pressure from that, as well as like pressures of just living on street corners where I didn't really feel safe at times as well. And it was just like competitive. Everyone just had to be above, because in that giant concrete jungle, and even out on Long Island, we all like put up a character, and we try our best to like make that character be loved by everyone. And through that, there's pain and suffering that we cause. My cousin, Eduardo, took me to the mountains and teach me how to rock climb. And that was the first step in the change inside of me. It was the first time in the entire year where I was connecting with something else, and I was just not overthinking. So after that, I realized that I really enjoyed to play with elements. So this community / industry that I'm a part of is just the fire spinning bongo community that stretches from Byron Bay up to Noosa Heads. The community has so much love. But what really separates from like other places I've been, especially in Australia, is how much we share and offer to each other. It's not just about our flow and our props that we spin fire with, or with the drums that we play. It's really like we like to share, and through that, that's how we express ourselves. And that's how we dive deeper into understanding ourselves by connecting with each other. Okay, since I arrived in the Gold Coast, another friend of mine told me, "Hey mate, why don't we go to Burleigh Bongos? They play with fire over there." And I was like, "Oh really? I never light it up. Oh, let's go, let's take a look." So we went over there, and come on, I didn't realize, I couldn't imagine what I was about to find over there. It was huge. It was this community of people that I really don't know that embraced me from the very beginning. They invite me, they learn from my skills and teach me their own. And it was perfect.
The people there are always so friendly and open to teaching people, or just asking how you are, and you do get beautiful friendships from that small community. But in saying that, the Gold Coast has a community for, I think, really just focusing on mental health. The community is like a massive friendship circle, in my opinion, and it's open to everyone, like I feel. I meet new people all the time.
And in this community, I've been so thrown into the moment and being super present with myself just by talking and interacting and practicing and going through this industry with everyone. And it's really brought a lot of amazing things out of me that I can express and share with the rest of the world now, I believe, at this point.
Dragon staff, the double staff, the fire palms, now the fire eating, and I'm beginning to do a lot of stuff. I want to become a performer, a professional performer, and I really want to just travel all around the world and do my stuff and be happy and be free and enjoy and just make people happy with that.
When I'm fire trailing, I'm not always going to be happy whilst doing it. I'm expressing as well. I'll have days where I'm sad or where I'm low, and I have a push to go pick up my dragon staff or my fans, and I just want to get everything out, and that's how I release.
I ended up actually going back to Western Australia though, to go work at a roadhouse called Oski. It's a roadhouse in the middle of nowhere. I had to go because I knew I wanted to stay in Australia, and I also realized, like, at the time, like, all right, let's go to this roadhouse and let's do some work on not just on my income, but like on myself. I spent a lot of time out there just doing a lot of different hiking, being in the outback. I did a lot of hallucinogenic trips as well. That was a huge part of I'll be honest, that was a huge part of that roadhouse. I'm not gonna drop any of my friends' names, but like we did some hallucinogenic road trips. Not road trips, but trips in general, where I got to look at myself in a different perspective, and having that space, having like this space where there's nothing else around. And remember, I'm from New York. I'm used to big buildings, and same with Perth, it's a city. So I was truly living in a place for the first time in my life where there was nothing else around. And it was a really nice mountain range in Karanchini National Park. You guys don't know it. It's a beautiful spot, and it's one of my favorite places in Australia. And we would do so many hikes up there, and what we would do up there was actually, we would just do what we wanted to do. My friends, they like to write, so a few of us did writing, and we kind of explored that path and that avenue. And we were up there And my other friend was really, really into navigation. He wanted to just go on these hikes and find different areas. He would print out a map, and he had this map, and we would just look at this map and we would just like pinpoint areas. And he would organize the whole thing because he was so in love with finding new things, and that's what drove him forward. And for me, it just became this. Like I picked it up one day because my friend, he had like this extra PVC pipe, and we were just kind of just tossing it around, like pretending that we're ninjas, as you do. Because when you're in the outback, you just allow yourself to be so creative.
So I originally picked up fire trailing because I was going through hardship in my life. And I was recommended to pick up a hobby. And going down to Burleigh every Sunday watching fire twirling, I just kind of thought, well, if I'm going to pick up a hobby, it's going to be with playing with fire, because that's awesome. And it's been a part of me ever since. It's something that I do. It's not very common. Not everyone does fire twirling, even though they definitely could. It's something that I know is a part of me. And having gone from being in that hardship that I was at the time to now having something that is my own thing, I'm proud of myself when I do it. I love doing it, and it doesn't involve anyone except for myself. That's probably just the whole experience for me, is that it's now a part of me.
So nothing else matters to me anymore. I can't return to my own life. Now I know something different, and I'm really thankful. The best way to find your own happiness, well, there is not a proper way to find your own happiness for sure. Like, just when you feel honestly happy, it means that you are. Come on, you can be happy with the things that, I don't know, with a normal way of life. Like, everybody is different and everybody have their own way. I can't say that mine is the proper one, but it's the one that it makes me happy. Because now I am the person that I always wanted to be.
I think, if I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think that being happy is the goal. If we were to set happy as the goal, whenever we're not happy, it would just be like the world is over, and we're only human. We feel everything. We go through ups and downs daily, on every hour, every minute, every day. It's different. I wouldn't say my focus is to be happy. I wouldn't encourage anybody else to make that their focus. I would ask them to just listen to themselves and feel everything you're feeling. And when you're unhappy, think about why you're unhappy and understand yourself more. It's all about understanding who you are, and every single emotion you have is valid. Everything you feel is valid, and being strong in what you're feeling is important. So happiness, I think, is amazing. It's obviously euphoric. Everyone loves to feel happy. I feel happy when I'm doing hobbies like fire twirling, or when I'm doing my artwork. When I'm with my friends, I feel happy. It is, however, it's just another emotion, as there are so many. So my goal is not to focus on just being happy. It's allowing myself to feel everything else.
Yeah, happiness. I mean, happiness is like in front of you. It's always been in front of you. All you have to do is just realize it. And you can realize that this 9-to-5 job that you're doing, you do not have to do it. No one's telling you to do it. Nobody. The only person that's telling you to do that is yourself. And if you want to listen to yourself, that's fine. You can keep doing that 9-to-5 job. As long as you're giving yourself the choice and you realize that there's more out there that you can choose from. And that's what we have right now in this life. We have the ability to choose whatever we want to do. Like, you can go out and do whatever you want. There's nothing stopping you. We have all this like limitations that are put on us, but that just comes from some conditioning that we're just used to and we grow up from. Example, in New York, like I was talking about, it's those people that are just like grinding the corporate world, and they're like trying their best to become rich, and they're not really asking themselves why they're doing that. And they're not like choosing that path either. They're just doing it because of what other people are doing. You don't have to listen to anyone else. You just got to listen to yourself and choose what's best for you. And if you don't want to be a part of this 9-to-5 life, it doesn't have to be the defining purpose of what you are. You can go out. You don't even have to pick up a staff. You don't have to fire spin. You don't have to go to bongo events. You really don't. You can do whatever you want. If you want to go live on a boat, go live on a boat. You will find ways, and you'll be crafty, and you'll be innovative enough to figure it out. You got to trust yourself. You really do. You really do. You got to trust that you can make those changes for yourself. And yeah, maybe sometimes that aspect of money won't like play a big role, but that's okay. You can find ways of living cheap and be happy. I know people that are drifting around, they hitchhike and they go place to place, but they're the happiest people I've ever met.
My advice. How can I give an advice to somebody to liberate themselves? In the end, they're gonna be just words. It's a decision and it's very hard. For me, it was very hard to just throw everything and begin again. Like you have, sorry for the word, but you have to have balls for saying something. You have to have courage to live the life that you always wanted. And there's no limit of time. You can do it whenever you want. You are never gonna be old for that. You can always begin again. Because in the end, we all have just one life. And if we procrastinate and continue in the same thing that is not making us happy, and we realize that it's just conformism, come on, it's like you're wasting your life. And what are you gonna do? What do you did? You stay at home? You stay in the office and work for somebody else? I don't know. I don't know.
Some advice. Yeah, it doesn't matter what age you are. You know, you can be stuck in this when you're my age, 21, or you can be stuck when you're 40. It doesn't matter what stage of life, because we're all going through life together. And it doesn't really matter on where you are in life. It just matters what you're doing right now. And if right now you're not happy, if you're stuck, if you feel stuck, come to that realization that no one can tell you what you can be. Only you can tell yourself what you can be. And if you want to be happy, you gotta tell yourself to be happy, and then allow yourself to step forward with that.